With a fortune worth billions of dollars, the world's richest man, Elon Musk, is preparing to shake up American politics. In July, he made an announcement that shocked Republicans, whetted the appetite of Democrats, and delighted voters who see themselves as centrists. Musk announced that he would take a historic step in U.S. history by founding the America Party on July 5, 2025. Speculation continues unabated following his bombshell announcement. Musk has not yet made a formal application and remains silent about his party. However, another bombshell claim is currently circulating in the corridors of power. It is alleged that Elon Musk will support a surprise candidate in the 2028 elections. The news that sparked this came out in the Wall Street Journal on August 20, 2025, and the corridors of power began to stir. The news included the claim that Musk is hitting the brakes on the third party. Musk, however, issued a strong denial on X, stating, "Nothing at WSJ says should ever be thought of as true." Subsequently, these claims in political circles were linked to JD Vance's name, but Vance was clear. "As far as I can tell, the story is completely fake. I've never talked with Elon Musk about 2028, and the political cauldron began to boil. So what's behind these sudden changes? What's being discussed in Washington circles? And what's the real plan on the road to 2028? Is there a secret deal, or is this a bluff?" The big debate begins. What will be Musk's next move in 2028? Guess. In this video, we'll tell you what the mainstream media can't explain in depth. We're questioning everything, from political maneuvers and the technology factor to the leadership model of the future. If you're ready, it's time to discover the true face of this political transformation. Elon Musk didn't jump into politics overnight. Of course, entering politics came at a cost. He provided approximately $300 million in support for Donald Trump's 2024 campaign. Musk gained experience in the political arena through America PAC. Everything seemed to be going well. However, in early 2025, some of the Trump administration's budget policies upset Musk. After the tension, Musk decided to put forward his own political vision. Musk, who revolutionized the tech world and sought to colonize Mars, ignited a new movement outside of traditional US politics. The vision, which caused a huge stir in Washington, was based on freedom and technological progress. Those who followed his X account couldn't believe their eyes when Musk announced he was launching a new political movement. This announcement was enough to shake all political balances in the US. Republicans worried about the division of votes, Democrats saw an opportunity for power, and the media went wild, with headlines upon headlines. Because they were talking about a third political alternative for the US. If you, as a voter, think America needs a third political alternative, write new alternative. If you think the current system is sufficient, write current system to show your support. So what was the real reason behind Elon Musk's critical move? This is where the story takes a very interesting turn. The political strategy of Musk's new party was different from traditional party politics. Instead of fielding candidates everywhere, he prepared a plan focused on specific points. His goal was to field strong candidates in critical states and key races. 2 to 3 seats in the Senate, 8 to 10 seats in the House of Representatives. This was not a conventional strategy, and it was extremely clever. The reasoning was simple. In a 50-50 divided Senate in the US system, 2 to 3 independent senators could shift the entire balance. Therefore, major reforms could be achieved with swing votes. 2028 election map game. Which states will the Musk factor change? Write your prediction. Texas changes, Florida changes, or California changes. As for why he took this step, third-party attempts in US history had generally resulted in disappointment and wasted millions of dollars. The chances of a third party winning in the US were low, but it could steal votes from either the Democrats or Republicans, causing them to lose. The example of Ross Perot in 1992 was still fresh in people's minds. He took 19% of the vote from Bush and caused Clinton to win. This situation, known as the spoiler effect, posed a major risk for the GOP. While all these calculations were being made, there was an unexpected problem. The America Party had not even been officially established yet. The confusion in federal election law and the legal differences between super PAC rules and personal party formation began to slow down the new party's plans. There was one fact: super PACs could spend unlimited amounts, but coordinating with a candidate or party was prohibited. Establishing your own party meant navigating vastly different ballot access procedures from state to state. Musk's vast wealth did not mean he could easily establish a party. While Musk could make unlimited donations to other parties through a super PAC, he couldn't directly transfer money to the party he founded. This legal obstacle could render billions of dollars ineffective. This is where the next critical point in the story emerges. How did reactions in Washington take shape? President Donald Trump's initial reaction to Musk's party announcement was harsh and brief. This is a ridiculous move. Although he didn't seem to care much, the real concern within the party ran much deeper. Musk's financial power and influence in the tech world could generate significant demand, especially among young voters, and they knew this very well. In critical swing states like Texas, the concerns of experienced senators like Marco Rubio were justified. Tech-friendly young voters could easily change their party preferences. Public opinion polls began to reveal striking results. A significant portion of young Republican voters aged 25 to 40 felt serious sympathy for Musk's vision. Serious reactions emerged at the party headquarters. They had one goal: how can we keep Musk in the party? More importantly, the real critical issue was this: JD Vance, as the RNC's finance chairman, was responsible for raising money for the 2026 midterms. Musk forming a third party could have created major problems. Attention Trump supporters. Would this change benefit or harm your party? Right benefits GOP or harms GOP? What do you think? The real big surprise would come from the Democratic side. A completely different atmosphere prevailed at the Democratic Party headquarters after losing the last election. Party strategists were evaluating Musk's new party from two different angles. On the one hand, they were happy because this new party meant a split in the Republican vote. This could be a game changer, especially in critical swing states. On the other hand, factions within the party, such as Elizabeth Warren's wing, were concerned about the impact of billionaire influence on democracy. The billionaire power debate: how much should billionaires influence politics? Right, more influence or less influence? If you're a Democratic voter, add "I'm a Democrat." Young Democrats appreciated Musk's Tesla experience on climate change and clean energy issues. They even thought they could find common ground with Musk's party on electric vehicle infrastructure and green technology policies. As these developments unfolded, the most critical turning point in our story arrived. Here we need to take a moment to understand Musk's political vision by looking at his philosophy on technology. Because Musk's move was not just about founding a party, but also about changing the 21st century governance paradigm. He had a comprehensive transformation plan, ranging from Mars colonization to space policies, from cryptocurrency laws to artificial intelligence regulations. Technology policy priorities. Which area is more important? Right, AI priority, space priority, or CRYPTO priority? If you are an entrepreneur, add "I am an entrepreneur." The rapid change in the AI field in the technology sector further strengthened Musk's vision. International pressure came into play during this critical period. In Brazil, Judge Alexandre de Moraes imposed heavy fines and access compliance orders on X. According to The Guardian, these steps were interpreted as harsh legal measures directly targeting Musk. In France, prosecutors launched a criminal investigation into X, demanding detailed information, including algorithms. It would be too bold to say that X was declared an organized crime group. The truth is that a legal investigation process was underway. Ironically, these international attacks began to foster a rapprochement between the Trump administration and Musk. This is because Trump's State Department had begun to support Musk against these countries. Elon Musk's main policy goals were also clear: reforms to maintain America's global leadership in artificial intelligence, more resources for space exploration, strengthening public-private partnerships, and a legal framework for better integration of cryptocurrencies into the economy. While Elon Musk's policies would enhance America's technological superiority, they also raised new questions. And right at this point, the biggest surprise of the story emerged. While all this was happening, an unexpected development took place. A major shift in Musk's political strategy began to emerge. JD Vance speech footage. JD Vance took the stage, a 40-year-old figure with a background in technology. He was reported to have met with Musk and made headlines in the Wall Street Journal. According to the report, Musk had been in constant contact with Vance in recent weeks and had admitted that founding his own party would damage his relationship with Vance. In other words, it was claimed that Musk had postponed founding a party. Vance categorically denied the claims in the report, stating that the story was completely fabricated. So did Musk really consider this change of direction, and if so, why? According to political analysts, the difficulties Musk faced in his plans to establish a third party caused him to back down. They also said he was recalculating the risks. The potential impact on his company's performance was also being considered. Tesla shares had experienced significant declines from $423 during the period of political tension with Trump and had only just begun to recover. This volatility in the markets had unsettled investors. There were similar warnings internally. Senior executives at Tesla and SpaceX were urging everyone to stay focused on the job. Then there was the human factor, Musk's popularity crisis. International polls showed him as the world's least liked person. In the US, 55% disliked him, which also called into question the success of third parties. So how would this change affect internal party dynamics? JD Vance's increased visibility and tech-friendly approach within the Republican Party caused unrest within the party. Experienced politicians in Washington circles believed they could handle Musk's political influence. In his interview with Gateway Pundit, Vance sent a clear message to Musk: reform from within the party, not from outside. Trump changed the GOP from within, and you can do the same. The GOP base's preference was clear. The answer to the question, inside game or outside challenge, was in favor of reform from within. Because everyone knew that financial power in the technology sector could make a big difference in the 2028 elections. Experienced senators held the view that a vision for technology is important, but political experience is also essential. But young Republicans thought completely differently. Voices from university campuses said, "Finally, there is an approach that understands the future." Research, especially in critical states, showed increased support for technology-focused policies. This prompted party leaders to consider new strategies. So how did Democrats assess these developments? Democratic Party strategists viewed the developments from different perspectives. Some Democrats saw potential for cooperation on the electric vehicle revolution and the clean energy transition. Voices from California. Tesla's role in popularizing environmentally friendly technology is commendable. However, the economically focused group within the party was cautious. They warned against the billionaire class's increasing political influence. The Social Democrat wing defended the view that the growing influence of the wealthy in politics conflicts with democratic values. Surveys among young voters yielded interesting results. Interest in technology policies was beginning to transcend party lines. As these developments unfolded, the real big change was emerging. Elon Musk's political program consisted of technology policies. Global competition in artificial intelligence made this issue even more critical and important. Smart regulations were needed to maintain America's competitive advantage in the field of artificial intelligence. An increase in the space research budget and strengthening cooperation with the private sector were necessary. A modern legal framework was needed for the integration of cryptocurrencies into the economy. Technology experts were divided on this issue. Some argued that relaxing regulation was risky, while others said freedom is essential for innovation. An unusual comment emerged from academic circles. The 21st century management paradigm was changing. Technocracy was a global trend. So how did this technology vision lead to a change in political strategy? Rumors began to spread that Musk was re-evaluating his third-party plans during the summer and considering different approaches. They cited data from public opinion polls as the reason for this. There was limited support for new party proposals and strong loyalty to the existing system. It was claimed that this led to a search for a new strategy. A reform approach from within the system was seen as less risky but potentially more effective. This is precisely where JD Vance's profile fit the characteristics of this new strategy. He was young, had a background in technology, but was also an heir apparent with experience in Washington. This was soon reflected in the 2028 polls. JD Vance was emerging as the Republicans' favorite candidate. He was leading by double digits in the polls conducted regularly by McLaughlin and Associates. Some investors in Silicon Valley supported this strategy. The technology sector took a more pragmatic approach to political engagement. So how was this change in strategy received within the party? Traces of Donald Trump's policies began to appear in Elon Musk's strategy. Elon Musk began sharing improvements in DC crime statistics on X. 46% decrease in robberies, 83% decrease in vehicle theft, 22% decrease in violent crimes. However, there was another side to the coin. The Department of Justice was reviewing the methodology of past DC crime data during the same period. This was because there were discrepancies between different databases. It was conducting an official investigation into allegations of data manipulation. On one side were the rapid improvement figures, on the other was an official investigation. This situation was interpreted as a sign that Musk had begun to align himself with the Trump administration. It was predicted that Musk's signals of reconciliation with Trump would grow stronger. President Trump had said of Musk in the Oval Office, "He's a good person. He's had some bad moments, but he's a good person." It would be incomplete to evaluate this story solely in the context of party politics. This was because a paradigm shift in leadership was taking place worldwide. Examples such as Singapore's technocratic management and Estonia's digital state experiment were inspiring the leadership model of the 21st century. Technology-focused leadership models were on the rise worldwide. Examples such as young leadership experiments in France and digital state applications in Ukraine were multiplying. According to universities, this was not just a change of party. The 21st century management paradigm was transforming. The profile of a tech-friendly, young, system-experienced leader was seen as part of this trend. There are four main scenarios on the table for the 2028 elections. Scenario 1. There will be a technology political alliance. JD Vance will run with strong tech support. He will run a technology-focused campaign. He will receive strong support from young voters. Scenario 2. There will be a traditional Republican comeback. The Trump line will continue. There will be internal party competition. A balance will be sought between the technology vision and traditional values. Scenario 3. The Democrats will gain an advantage. The Republicans' internal party conflicts will benefit the Democrats. A strong alternative candidate will emerge. Scenario 4. A new political movement will change U.S. history. A completely new political formation will emerge with last-minute developments. It's time to predict the scenario. Which scenario will come true? When will the Trump-Musk reconciliation be completed? According to political analysts, the first scenario is considered the most likely, with a combination of technological power and political experience seen as advantageous. Elon Musk's political transformation continues with his actions in the fields of technology, economics, and politics. Whether it's a third-party vision or a strategy for reform within the system, it offers important clues about the future of American politics. According to the Wall Street Journal's latest report, Musk is considering financially supporting Vance in 2028. After the $300 million 2024 experiment, this support could mean much larger funding. Even though JD Vance denies these claims as completely fake, we will all experience the rest of this story together. We will follow every development until the 2028 elections. This transformation in American politics will be full of surprises. In this new era where technology and politics intersect, leadership models will change completely. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content on politics, technology, and the future. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any analysis. Which opinion will be the most popular? We'll see together.